Bear with me. Vegas, allergies, and air conditioning don't seem to mix with my voice. I'm sure everybody else knows what I mean. So, hello everybody. I'm Brandon Lindauer. I'm a specialist solutions architect at AWS, and I am the global technical lead for content production with our media and entertainment division. So, AWS has a lot of industry professionals, and this project, Race to the Cloud, is what happens when we're told, carte blanche, go create something. I'm going to show you this little video right now. We're going to talk about it. And I think I have to push play.
Field average is 223.039 for the first 30 cars. So we have about 9.5 miles an hour difference from our slowest to fastest car.
It's a bright sunny morning here at the Second Watch Speedway. The crowds are out in full force. Today's race features longtime champion and hometown favorite Wendy in the blue 94 car versus relative newcomer Georgia in the orange number 6 car. Does Georgia have what it takes to win her first race here today at Second Watch?
They always underestimate me. It's a thing.
Good luck, Georgia. You'll need it. I'll wave when I come around to lap you.
Get your popcorn ready because it's showtime. The start sequence light has come on. The race is about to start. And they are off. Georgia is off to an early lead, but here comes Wendy like a cat chasing a laser pointer.
I'll let you take the lead for a little while, just to see what it feels like.
Maybe you should take those heels off, girl. This is supposed to be a race, not a fashion show.
It looks like Georgia's moving toward the front.
How's the view from back there, mate?
I'm just taking a look at who's going to finish second. I don't need glasses to see you're a terrible driver.
Oh, it's getting close. It's getting close. Oh, it's really tight around that corner.
You know there's no trophy for participation, Georgia.
Oh, Georgia's in the lead. I think Wendy's realizing that this race isn't hers. Georgia in the lead as they approach the checkered flag.
Looks like the photo finish is going to be a selfie.
And Georgia wins her first race.
Beginner's luck.
I'd like to thank my mother. I'd like to thank my car for not breaking down, my teammates for not messing up, and my opponent for making it easy for me.
Well, I need a massage after all the tension in that race. Thanks for joining us today at the Second Watch Speedway, and we'll see you next time.
Yay. Thank you. So, like I said, this is what happens when you give a whole bunch of industry professionals and ex-industry professionals carte blanche to go make something. Whoops, there we go, yeah. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the process we did to make this film. It was a fun, neat little project. The outcome is, it's a neat little film. But really the amazing part was what we did and how we did it. So first off, this short film was made entirely in AWS. We commissioned Fuzzy Pixel, which is our internal studio at AWS. They focus on R&D with cloud workflows. They produced other shorts like Spanner and Pichu. You can find those on YouTube. Team of very talented artists, right? So they built this fully immersive world in Unreal Engine, and they did that all on AWS. Building this in Unreal means that we can get the cinematic quality animations and then do the simulations in real time without needing to wait for rendering, which can be time consuming. We acquired a smart car. We wrapped it in AWS Orange. You can actually see it over to your right, about 100 feet. We've got this demo set up. And we filmed it here at Views Studios in Las Vegas. So Views specializes in virtual production. We partner with them on this. The car is rigged with cameras, lighting. So we actually had several people around it making sure the car shook correctly as she's driving down the road. Full-on filmmaking experience. The lighting matches, and you can see how we did all that. And we even made sure that the actor was leaning into it. By the way, our actor, Georgia Bergesi, is one of our account managers here at AWS. So she's here somewhere. If you see her, ask for her autograph. She absolutely hates that, so it's great. So we did the on-set virtual production. Here's Katrina, our director and executive producer, sitting in the director's chair, watching in real time. And technology has sure come a long way, right? I mean, we're sitting there with an iPad, looking at these cameras in real time. What's great about this is we use the Red camera. Red Digital Cinema has done a lot of development work with AWS to enable their cameras to go directly to cloud. So the camera itself uploads to S3. You no longer have to pull a card and stick it in a computer, back that up. Simply configuring it at the beginning of the day to connect to your S3 bucket as you shoot all those high quality images and clips get put into your bucket. You can actually see Zach right here. Zach is also over at our demo right now. Zach was on set. As we would film something, within minutes it would get uploaded to S3, put onto our working storage, and we were able to cut dailies, cut clips, literally as we were shooting this was being done. No swapping out cards. Everything was backed up to multiple regions using S3 capabilities. It was really cool because we actually had a rough cut of this before we ever left the set. Everything was just that quick. It accelerated the process. This is one of our solution architects, Brian Kenworthy. So the video editing was done in Adobe Premiere. Again, all on AWS. Once that footage was shot, it was put up on AWS. It was accessible to our editors. We would edit it. We made it available for downstream capabilities. So the final edit was done on a G5 EC2 instance with Adobe Premiere, and we have that demo over here as well. Brian and I mixed the sound, so it was the first ever sound editorial and mixing done all in the cloud. So this is a step that's usually done on local studios, usually downloaded. We actually, you can see us in a conference room right there. We set up a little bit of a makeshift studio, but we actually did the editing and mixing completely in the cloud, which had not been done before. And we were able to show that demo at NAB this year in April. So the really cool thing is we were also able to, I got a note here. That's a picture of us at 10 p.m. in the lab after a full day of testing gear. So that's why it looks a little rough. The collaboration, we have people all over the world that were working on this. We crowdsourced the script from our people internally. Everybody that did everything from editing, shooting, sound, all worked at AWS. They're all part of our media team. We were able to collaborate worldwide with a software called Toda that allows to play back in one place and see a full high quality image in another place without having to deal with massive compression over long distances. So again, everything we did here is the same way that other than being in the lab, is the same way that a film studio would do. We used all the same tools that a film or television studio would do that all of our customers use. So using Baselight, and what we have is an award-winning architecture called Color in the Cloud. We were able to actually have professional quality color grading, again, without ever downloading a single file. All of this content living up in AWS. We were able to access that with software running in AWS and stream only a high-quality, uncompromised image down where we could do color grading in 444 12-bit. Once we had the completed version, On our work in progress storage, it was sent back to S3 for QCing, where we used ColorFront. Excuse me. We used ColorFront. ColorFront is ColorFront QC Player is the only tool in the industry that will take high quality video and play it directly from S3. You don't need a file system. You don't need FSX or an intermediary work in progress storage, but you can take your files directly on S3 and play them back in full quality and stream that from the cloud directly to where your users are. So getting our QC done there, where we were all able to look at this and go, okay, this looks the way it should, this sounds the way it should, the color is right, the cuts are right, everything's in sync. Again, the processes that the filmmakers go through, we were able to do that very effectively, very quickly, and turn this film around in a matter of weeks while still doing our day jobs. Once that was done, we used an event-driven workflow, kicked off transcoding, title and rights management, integrations, localizations in other languages, things like that. It's actually also, there's actually an entry in IMDb for this because AWS and IMDb work well together. We were able to actually get this into IMDb where we did an automated upload of all that metadata. At the National Association of Broadcasters in April, we did a demo of this whole process end to end. All of those steps we were able to bring to the trade show floor and show them completely. This demo right here, how we shot it, is here at reInvent, like I said, about 100 feet that way, along with our editorial and our virtual art department, talking about how the users created the virtual world that was immersive. With the film complete, we tore down everything. We set it up in the Las Vegas Convention Center. We were the only ones at this trade show with a real car in our booth. I know here at reInvent there's several, but ours is the coolest. I mean, who doesn't love a little orange smart car? But the crowds there went wild for it. We've had a lot of interest here. Everybody really enjoys seeing this. We also left with not one but 2 Best in Show awards at our April trade show. So it was a huge congratulations to my teams that worked on this. Patrick on the left is here. He's one of the architects of the virtual production workflow here, and you can see us playing this out directly from the cloud today. So in these, excuse me, like I said, so in these workflows, we did animation and rendering. So we showed how these models were created, how they were rendered out, and they were built in Unreal. Our virtual art department is the pre-visualization and the creation of that immersive world, including parts of creating those models and putting them into Unreal Engine that can render that in real time. Our virtual production with our camera to cloud, where it moves directly up into the cloud. Edit in the cloud, color in the cloud, sound in the cloud, QC in the cloud, right? I don't know if you're noticing a trend here with the cloud. It's a thing. And here's, a number of partners were involved with this, right? In the media and entertainment space, you almost can't do anything without having some of our best partners involved. And a lot of these names are just huge ones in the industry. Everybody leaned into this and said, we want to be a part of this. We want to be a part of making the first full production in the cloud. Even though it's only 3.5 minutes, we want to be a part of that. Walking away from that, right, we learned that it's not only practical and possible, but beneficial to work completely in the cloud. So when you centralize in the cloud, you bring your applications to the media. It allows us to reduce the time and movement of data. In the real world, this translates to huge cost savings in terms of the amount of time people spend on things. We had crew in LA, Florida, Chicago, New York. I personally live in Idaho. We were all able to collaborate using these cloud-based tools around the world. And then, the agility, right? We needed to re-render some shots. We needed to generate some new clips, right? When we got to the final cut, some things weren't right, and we had to redo some things. we simply added remote artists. We got some remote people, and we said, hey, we didn't have to find somebody in the same geo as you're in New York, you're in Chicago, you're in Budapest. Cool. Here's a login. Hop in there, fix this up, do it. We could work around the clock doing that around the globe. These people immediately had access to all the content without the need to move or transfer anything around the globe. It was great. So, like I said, all actors, fun little anecdotes. All the actors were AWS employees. Wendy, the voice of Wendy, who's the competitor, was one of our employees. The announcer was one of our employees. If you see Georgia around here, just get her autograph, like I said. There is a real IMDb entry here. And you, again, can experience this today, about 100 feet that way. You can sit in the car, hop on in the car, take a picture, take a video. It's a lot of fun to play with. But really appreciate you guys coming out here. This is our whole production crew that worked on this. That's me over there with a beard that's a lot bigger than it was today. And thanks for coming.